Hey there, faculty members. So tell me, have you or your students ever felt stressed? Maybe a student is trying to understand an assignment or task, or maybe your student feels miles ahead of the current lectures and wishes there were somewhere they can have some deeper discussions on concepts or lessons. There is. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about where TutorMe comes in. Today, I'm going to show you what we do to help improve your students' performance and reduce that academic stress. Now, I know you might be thinking, another place for the student to visit, maybe this sounds like a chore, but I promise it isn't. Here at TutorMe, we want you and your students to feel confident, comfortable, and supported utilizing our services. All we want you to do is log in and try us out. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you why it'll be worth letting your students know about us. So let's start with a quick description of what TutorMe does. We provide top quality one-on-one remote tutoring to all of your students, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Did I mention it's free for them to use and super easy to access? We cover over 300 subjects, everything from first grade math to algebra to organic chemistry, computer science, or even test prep for both K through 12 and higher ed students. We've also got a writing lab where you can submit papers to be reviewed by a writing tutor. No matter what a student needs help with, our tutors are here to provide that individualized support whenever it's needed. When we survey our students, 98% of them say that TutorMe helped improve their grades. Let's start with the most common group of students, those who are struggling in your class. Anybody here have a student or a couple students who are falling behind the rest of the class and need some help catching up? Students who struggle during lessons, but as soon as you sit down with them one-on-one, they pick it up pretty quickly. Of course, those students can come to TutorMe with just about anything. A homework assignment they don't understand, an essay they need reviewed, general questions, whatever may be a stumbling block for them. And our tutors can help guide them through whatever may be giving them trouble and make sure they can catch up with the rest of the class. Now, at the same time, you probably got students who are racing ahead of their fellow classmates. Almost every teacher we talk to feels bad that they sometimes just can't give every student more individual attention. And these students who are excelling, they usually don't get to the next level of concepts because you have to teach to the middle of the class. I remember when I was in school, and I wasn't always the best student, but I loved reading. I remember I always wanted to talk about deeper themes and symbolism, but we had to go over the basic plot threads and surface level type stuff. That's where your students can use TutorMe to help further develop those advanced concepts with expert tutors and get that attention they need. The last group of students are the ones in the middle. They get B's, maybe an A- here and there, and a lot of teachers tell us it's just hard to find the time for these students when you've got students who need your help just to pass and students so far ahead that they may be bored with the lesson. The thing is, most of these students can become top students if they have more of that individualized support. Sometimes the difference between an A student and a B student is just having someone to help guide them to that higher comprehension. So once again, this is where TutorMe can help by providing that one-on-one support that every student needs and frankly, every student deserves. So your students who are struggling to get by, we can help them improve their understanding and raise their grades and test scores. Your students who are excelling, we can offer them a space to spread their wings without being restricted by where the rest of their classmates are. And the students that are right in the middle, where sometimes they can get overlooked, we can help them move up into the group of students who are excelling. And like I said, it's super easy to access TutorMe. The first step is to click on the green button for a live tutor. Type in the subject that the student is looking for help in the search bar. We support over 300 subjects and topics. Next, the student will describe the help they need. The student will want to try to be as specific as possible so the tutor can best assist. Students can upload the assignment. It can be PDF, screenshot, Word, even PowerPoint. Once in the lesson, they can also upload an assignment straight into the whiteboard or connect to Google Docs directly. They'll hit submit once ready to move forward. TutorMe will then connect to a tutor within seconds, maybe a few minutes at most. Now, before the tutoring session begins, we show the student some information about the tutor to ensure they feel confident and comfortable working together. They can then enter the lesson space or cancel the request if they don't feel comfortable and look again for a different tutor. It's that easy, and your students are in total control of their experience. When you enter the lesson, students have the option to use chat, audio, or video with the tutor, whatever makes them most comfortable. They can even screen share anything that they are looking at. The whiteboard is where they can upload any assignment they're working on and edit it live with the tutor. We have every tool a student might need, such as a text editor, a way to draw shapes, a way to enter different equations, or even graph points on a line. You can switch over to a calculator, which you can do virtually anything within, a text editor, file share, Google Doc, and even a code editor for those in the computer sciences. Next, we have our TutorMe Writing Lab. The Writing Lab is here to help students enhance their writing and give good feedback to improving papers. You can upload a paper and receive feedback in less than 12 hours. Write the paper title and a description of the paper being written. Next, select the paper format and 3 areas the student feels they need the tutor to focus on in the paper. One important thing to note is the paper will have to be uploaded in .docx Word file format. Once you upload the file, you will get an estimate of how long it's going to take to get your paper back from a tutor. This depends on the character count. Now, once a paper is returned, it's going to look similar to this. The tutor will highlight areas of improvement and give detailed notes on how to enhance the paper. At the end of the lesson, or once the paper is returned, we ask students to rate the tutor to help make sure that our tutors are not just giving great tutoring, but a great overall experience. If a student had a great experience with the tutor, there is a heart icon just above their picture in the right-hand corner. This is how you favorite a tutor. When a student favorites a tutor, this puts them in their favorited list, so they can message the same tutor in the future to set up more time and keep working together. Now, on the rare occasion a student has trouble using TutorMe, they can also reach out to our chat support. There's a little icon in the bottom right-hand corner. You've probably seen these on a billion websites. They'll just click there to get any help they need. Now, I want to get into some FAQs that may answer some of the burning questions you have. Are your tutors any good? Yes, we have a very high standard for tutors. We only accept 4% of the applications that we get. I mentioned earlier that when we survey our students, 98% say that we helped improve their grades. This speaks directly to the quality of the tutors and our rating system that makes sure that anyone who isn't a great tutor is quickly identified from the low student ratings. This also ties into the next question. Are the students safe? Student safety is our #1 priority. All of our tutors have been background checked and every tutoring session is recorded. We have software that monitors all the sessions for any inappropriate behavior. We've also got a full-time in-house QA team. They review every session to make sure that students are getting a safe and comfortable environment. If there is ever a lesson in question or a lesson our team does find to not meet our standards, we will always let the administrator of your TutorMe account know. Do the students feel comfortable? Absolutely. So in addition to our points from the last 2 answers, the rating system and our QA monitoring, the big difference between school and TutorMe is that the student is in full control with TutorMe. They get to choose who they work with. They can walk away from a lesson at any time. It's entirely in their hands. So in the unlikely event that a student is uncomfortable during a lesson, they can just exit the session and report the tutor through their rating system. What if students misbehave or try to cheat? So in addition to having students rate the tutor, we also have our tutors rate the student after each session. This helps us catch any sort of misbehavior or attempts at cheating. If a student asks the tutor to just provide answers to every question, for example, or if a student is harassing the tutor or behaving inappropriately, in those cases, we'll report that behavior to your TutorMe administrator, and the student could be suspended from TutorMe, depending on the specifics of their misbehavior. Now, what can the students bring to TutorMe? Homework assignments. This can be something the student is currently working on, or even a past assignment they may not have done the best on. Test prep, for example, ACT, SAT, finals, GRE, midterms. You can come to us with one question or several. Writing assignments for the writing lab. A student can even come to TutorMe wanting to just discuss deeper themes or topics on something they are reading or interested in. Faculty, don't just say use TutorMe if you need help. Students often say they aren't clear on how TutorMe can help them. If a student wants to improve, tell them to take their graded test or homework to TutorMe to review the questions they got wrong. Again, this can be just one or several. If a student is excelling, tell them to go to TutorMe to discuss the more advanced areas of their assignments, lessons, or even to prep for future tests. If an essay is due on Wednesday, tell your students to submit it to the writing lab by Tuesday. Remember, TutorMe is here to benefit all of your students, the struggling, those in the middle, and even those who are excelling. Get creative with how you have your students use TutorMe. For example, you can even include accessing TutorMe as part of an assignment as a way to get students confident and comfortable with using us. This isn't just about grades. It's also about stress. It's about that anxiety that students feel when they aren't confident in something, or they're worried about how they're going to do on a test, or they're scared that that essay they wrote isn't very good. With TutorMe, the students have someone who's always there for them. Their experience is totally up to them. We want students to know they have control over who they work with, what they work on, and when they get help. We want students to feel empowered to ask for help. Again, we are here 24/7, 365 days a year. If you or your students are having a great experience on TutorMe, don't be shy. Tell all of your students, parents, and even fellow teachers about us. Word of mouth is the biggest way to ensure your students know about this free and easily accessible resource. Happy learning!